should act as your power of attorney? Hi, I'm Claire Langton-Yanowitz from the Yanowitz Law Firm, and a really common question I get from clients is who should act as my power of attorney? Now, the power of attorney is a document which indicates who can take over your financial affairs. And it's often used when people become incapacitated and they're no longer able to manage their own financial affairs. So, the different items that a power of attorney might be responsible for is investing your money, paying your bills, filing your income taxes, and also if there's anything legally they need to represent you for, a power of attorney can step into your shoes and represent you legally. And so oftentimes people will name a family member on a power of attorney, sometimes a friend or a close personal confidant. So individuals usually act on powers of attorney. This role of acting as a power of attorney is not something usually banks or companies will act as a power of attorney on your behalf. There's a lot of discretion a power of attorney has. Oftentimes with gifting, they can make gifts on your behalf. And so oftentimes it's not an appropriate role for a bank to act in this role. So oftentimes people might have someone that they trust, that they want to list, but the person doesn't live here. They don't live in the same town. And they say, is that going to be a problem? And I say it depends. It depends upon how tech savvy is this person, how much time do they have in their life to help you? Because a lot of things in this day and age can be done electronically. So you can get e-statements, you can pay bills electronically, you can sign documents electronically. Certainly if people have scanning capabilities, printing capabilities, that is all very helpful. Depending upon what your asset situation is, this may be more or less work, but you want to make sure the person has enough time in their life to step up and take care of things on your behalf. Another really, really important thing to think about is this person trustworthy? Are they honest? Because they do have a lot of leverage. Oftentimes they can make gifts. They have a lot of discretion. And so you want to name someone who will act in your best interest and in accordance with your wishes. And sometimes people will say, well, what if they don't do that? What's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is that powers of attorney do have certain standards they need to be held towards. But the people that are going to be enforcing those standards is probably your family. So, if you name someone non-trustworthy, it means that they may take advantage, and then it turns into your family may end up suing your family to make it right. And oftentimes people won't sue each other because they just don't want to complicate things, and it destroys relationships if they actually do sue each other. So that is not that's not a route that you want to go down. Only name people that you trust in this role. And another thing to think about, oftentimes, a lot of times people will want to name their children, and legally you can name a child to act on your behalf as long as they're age 18 or older. But something that I tell clients to consider is oftentimes, even if you have like a really mature 18, 19-year-old, they're doing fantastic, making very level-headed, have good decisions. But if they were to act in this role as power of attorney, they may be good at, showing up to class and doing their homework, but they may not have the financial seasoning to manage your assets on your behalf. They've never really had much in the way of assets, and you don't want them to kind of be fleeced and taken advantage of. So that is something to know. My preference is not to name 18-year-olds as power of attorney agents. It's better to name children once they get a little bit older in this role. And something else that I wanted to mention is that when you do have a power of attorney and their job is to invest assets, they can still hire people to help them. They can hire a financial advisor to help them invest. They can hire a CPA to help do the tax returns. They don't have to know down to the bitter detail how to do both of these actions, but they do need to have the wherewithal to hire a good financial advisor, a good CPA to help them. So those are things to consider when thinking about who would be a good power of attorney agent. Thank you so much for listening to our video today. If you want to learn more about estate planning, hit the subscribe button so that you're notified when we post a new video to our channel.